Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian. Merry Christmas. I'm uploading this on Christmas morning. This is Brian's island of somewhat misfit toys, my toy knives. These are, at least 3 out of 4 of these are not toys, but they are all automatics. One of which is classified as an assisted. We'll get into that later. But all 4 of these are illegal for me to carry in New York State, unfortunately. So they're kind of just desk toys and round the house toys. I'm allowed to own them in New York, but I'm not allowed to carry them. So New York's knife laws are so weird, man. I don't understand it. That could be a whole other video that would go on for about 3 hours because I just don't get it. Anywho, left to right is my least favorite automatic I have into my more favorite automatics that I have. So we're going to start out just left to right. Let's just get right into it. This isn't going to be like stats or anything. We're just going to chat about the individual knives a little bit. So what we have here, this is a Spartan branded Chinese double action. It's the only double action out the front that I have. Double action OTF. Stupid, ridiculous, crazy looking blade on it. The answer to why I own this is I don't freaking know. I have no idea. I made a bad decision in a knife shop one day. This is just a Chinese out the front that is marketed under several different labels, some making ridiculous claims, one of which being Raven Crest. You can get it with a Raven Crest logo on it, or you could. This is an older one. I think they've updated to other ones, but I mean, there's a whole lot of play here. It ain't great. And as far as what I paid for this, I don't even want to tell you. It was too much. I don't know what I was thinking that day. I don't drink as much as I used to, but maybe I was that day. I have no idea what was going on that day when I got up. I mean, this thing is a tank. Let's just, 7.94 ounces. 8 ounces. It's a heavy, heavy, heavy knife. It's got your obligatory, douche knife glass breaker on it that hardly anybody's ever going to use. I just don't. And that blade there's so much play in it. It's 440C steel. It's not great. I mean, you could throw it at somebody. It's probably more likely. And it's got all the serrations on both. This is double illegal because it's an out the front and it has a blade on both sides. It's double illegal in New York. So to carry. So, very bad idea. I don't know what I was thinking, guys. I've had this for a while, and I made a bad decision a few years ago. But it's still around because who am I going to sell it to? I don't want to pass this on to somebody else. This one's branded Spartan Auto Knives. I was just on their site before I did this video. Check it out. They don't sell this anymore. So, good on them for that. It's got this kind of grippy, rubbery G10 stuff that I'm sure if I carried around more, it would rub off. It did come with like a little sheath thing, which you really need because putting this in your pocket, it's gonna pull your pants down. But it was fun. I just liked that. It was the first OTF I really handled, I think, and I just got enamored and thought that was cool, so I got it. Now the next one, this is actually the most recent I've purchased of these 4. This is a Schrade Viper, and it is not technically an automatic because when you push on this, it actually interacts with the blade. Still goes OTF like that, but it actually interacts with the blade. It's not like you're not releasing a spring, you're actually pushing the blade forward and then a spring takes over and assists it. So according to most laws, it is legal in most places. Now, I am stupid, so the reason why this one is illegal is it has the edge on both sides, which is illegal in New York. I should have just gotten the Tonto one. They had one there, but I liked the way this looked better and I got it. If I got the Tonto one, I could carry it, and I probably actually would. This is what they call a single action automatic, so you pop that out, and then you push this thing, and it releases it, and you gotta pull it back down. But it's pretty lightweight. Boot up our thing again here. It's not horrible at all. Yeah, 4.6 ounces, not crazy. I don't remember what the steel is on it now. I should probably look that up, but it's not bad. It didn't offend me at all when I saw that. It does have like a security lock and stuff on it. You've got safety on it. So, it does have the glass breaker, but that's all. It's not an obnoxious one, so I don't have a problem with that. If I'd have gotten the Tonto version of it, I'd probably carry it. I actually probably would. the primary purpose of this knife now in its life is it lays next to my bed, and I foolishly think in that 1 in a million chance that somebody breaks into my house that maybe this noise will... Oh, I put the safety lock on to show it to you, and then I forgot to take it off. I'm hoping that this noise would make somebody think twice, and they'd run away. Oh, Os 8. There it is right there. Os 8 steel. So not bad. And it's cheap. I think this was like... I think they're like $50, less than that, I think. They're like $40. They're fun. Little single action, you do have to cock it, but it's fun to do. It's not as fun as the double action, but it's still cool. Yeah, I do really like it. It's kind of a fun little toy, and for the price, it was fine. I should have gotten the Tonto so that I could carry it. If I'd have gotten the Tonto, I'd carry it all the time. Although I do have to say, guys, if you live in a state where automatics are illegal, and this is technically legal, if you get stopped by the cops, you know they're going to take this away from you still, and you're going to have an argument to get it back, because they're not going to believe you. That you have to explain, oh no, technically it comes out the front, they're probably going to take it away. But you'd probably win in court later if you wanted to, and I think you definitely win if you got arrested or something for it. But one of my favorite things about this is the caution, blade ejects. I just like that little note on there. I used to be in the Air Force, and I liked all those stupid caution labels all over airplanes. I think that's cool. So, yeah, this is a cool little knife. The Schrade Viper OTF. Yeah, if just get one. They're fun to play with. They're fun to have around. Now, this one actually, if I could carry an automatic, I lived in a state where I could, I would own several different versions of this because I love this knife. This is the Boker Kalashnikov 74. This particular one is Os 8 steel, not outstanding, but they make a Damascus one and stuff. These are full like aluminum handles. It is, as you saw, an out the side automatic. Very deep carry pocket clip. I think the pocket clip's a bit long, but nothing's perfect. These are cheap as chips. These are like $40, and they're so cool and very well built. I mean, there's no playing this. I use this around my house a lot. I do. Like, I'm not allowed to carry it outside the house, but I do use it around the house a lot. And I've had to sharpen it a couple times for sure, but no play developed or anything. The handle is very ergonomic and comfortable. And if I was allowed to carry an automatic, I would own probably 3 or 4 of these. They make it in a mini version and stuff too. They make it in all kinds of different colors and different... I think it's only the Os 8 and a Damascus, but it's not too terribly hard to close back down again. So I really do like this knife. It's a big fan of the Kalashnikov. Just like the old AK-47 rifle designed by Kalashnikov. It's that kind of thing. It's just meant to be beat on and still work well. And I really do like this knife. And I so wish I could carry it all the time. It really bothers me that I'm not allowed to. So, but this is my favorite. I did a video about this earlier where I had the wrong model number on it. So I may even take that video down, so you may not be able to find that. But this knife has a history. This is a Benchmade 9050, or as it was called, the AFO, the Armed Forces Only. They did sell them to civilians, but it was mostly an Armed Forces issue knife. So this is actually, unbeknownst to me, because I didn't know a lot about knives, my first serious knife that I ever had. What happened was, I'm going to say this was about 2002. I was in Germany in the Air Force. We were doing a joint exercise with a whole bunch of different, almost every branch of the military, and some Italians, and there was Germans there, of course, and some British people and some French people. It was like a big giant joint exercise. And we were working with ground forces and everything, and I was hanging out with this. I kind of got to know this one guy. He was a ground pounder. I do believe he was Marine Special Forces, but I'm not positive. It could have been Army Ranger, but I'm pretty sure it was Marine Special Forces. I really wish I remembered the guy's name. But he popped this out while we were hanging out and, did the automatic bang thing. And I was like, whoa, that is cool. That's a really awesome knife. And I wasn't super into knives back then. And I wasn't into knives at all back then. I think maybe I owned a couple Swiss Army knives. That was it. Because I was in the Air Force. We sat in a bunker all day. I didn't need to have big badass knives around me at all. And He said, "Oh, you like it? Here, have it." And he gave it to me. Just handed it to me. And I was like, "Oh, sweet." I knew nothing about knives. I didn't know that Benchmade is a big deal. I didn't know anything. And I said, "Oh, cool, thanks." And I took it, and it sat around like in my drawers and stuff, floating around for a while. That lasted several years, and then about 7 years ago, my buddy, my best friend in the world, said, "I need a knife." He was talking about something and said, I think I need a knife." And I said, "Hey, I've got one. I'm just gonna give it to you." So I gave it to him. Still at this point, 7 years ago, knowing nothing about knives, just handed it to him. Didn't know at all about it, right? So he has it these last few years. I kind of remembered it, but I knew it was military issue. And then in the ensuing years, I got into knives, but I was just kind of assuming in my head it was probably like a Gerber or something, because Gerber did a lot of military knife issue stuff, whatever. And he saw that I had started getting into knives more, and I'd started this channel and everything. And he said, "Oh, hey, my knife's got a chip in the blade now. Could you fix it?" And I said, "Oh yeah, sure. I got sharpening stuff now. It's become kind of a hobby for me. I enjoy doing it. Yeah, just bring it back, and next time I see you, I'll take it." So he brought it back to me, and he handed me this, and I immediately saw the Benchmade on the clip, because of course he had it closed, and I was just like, "Oh no. Oh no, what did I do?" I gave him a very expensive, very cool knife, and I don't know why I did. And he handed it to me, and I didn't play it cool. I immediately was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I did that." And the relationship between me and this friend is that we often make fun of each other a lot, So I said, "Oh, this is $200 knife," and he was like, "Oh, well, I'm very glad I have it now." And I couldn't take it back at that point, because he would have said no. I just thought he'd say no because he just wanted to prolong the pain, and I thought he'd say no. So I didn't even ask for it back. I just took it, and I called Benchmade. They actually still had screw kits for it. They didn't have this one. This screw is kind of, was a bit tarnished. I tried to paint it. That's already coming off a little bit. But I did get the replacement screws here. They were all tarnished up pretty good. There was a nasty nick in the blade and the non-serrated edge. I got it pretty good, as much as I can with the tools that I have. I don't have a KME or anything. I need to get off my butt and get one, but I got it down pretty good. I worked on it a whole lot, and it was fun just working on it and having it back again. And I took it back to him, gave it to him. I gave him his Christmas present the other day, and I handed this back to him also, expecting him to totally take it back, just to be a jerk, just because he knew it was going to bother me. But you know what? He didn't. I handed it to him, and he said, "Wow, you did a really good job. This looks great." And then he handed it back to me and said, "This means more to you than me. Take it back." That's why he's my best friend. We make fun of each other, we bust our balls a lot, but he's a good dude. And he just gave it back, and I was like, "Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. I'm very happy to have it back." I didn't fight him for 1 second. I stuck it right in my pocket immediately. But so I got it back. So this is my Benchmade 9050 that was issued to someone much more badass than me, and then passed down to me, and then passed to my friend, and then passed back again. So this knife's moved around a whole lot. Again, unfortunately, I can't carry it. It's a bit bulky. Honestly, I probably wouldn't carry this. It's a bit bulky and ridiculous. I mean, that's why they make a smaller version of it now. The newer Benchmade automatics are much smaller and thinner than this, but it's cool. It's just cool to have, and it's got a good story behind it. I did give my friend a very nice Spyderco Tenacious with a deep carry pocket clip. So he still has a knife. I didn't leave him knifeless. I gave him something that's legal that he can carry, and he won't get a felony for. So yeah, so these are my toys. I'd share my toys on Christmas morning. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Found it somewhat entertaining. I'm not going to say it was informative. I'm sure it wasn't, but just somewhat entertaining. And I hope you guys all have a very Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, whatever it is you celebrate. Hanukkah's already over with. We already passed that, but whatever you're celebrating today, I hope you're enjoying it. Star Wars Day, maybe. I mean, that was a few days ago, but it's still on in theaters. You can still go see it. The only things I love more than bicycles and knives is Star Wars. So never never miss a chance to put in a Star Wars reference. But happy holidays. May the Force be with you. I've been Brian. Have a good one.